Hello everyone, this is Crystal. Welcome to Artantastic, where creativity comes alive. This video is dedicated to my parents who encouraged every form of creativity, and to my grandmothers, Maria Rodriguez and Santan Coutinho, whose creative talents were unmatched. Today we will paint this forest scene as I imagined it to be in my book Storm Gatherers, a story of magic, mystery and intrigue. And if you've enjoyed this video, do subscribe, like and share. I had painted this enchanted forest a while ago and we'll try and do it again. It's the same forest where a touch of magic made the forest come alive. I'm using a 10 by 12 inch canvas board, painting it white and then a splash of light blue. And let's blend that really well. With a dash of deep green, we begin to layer the painting to give it a bit of that magical aura. And then we darken the edges with a little Dyke Red. So you see, when it's blended, it has an almost ethereal look. And because of the dark edges, the center glows. They say it takes darkness to know light, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here. I'm just using my 2-inch brush to blend the Dyke Red and the deep green together. This forest is a magical place, but it's also going to be a happy one. I'm using my sponge now, just dabbing it everywhere to give the impression of leaves. There was no paint on my sponge. I'm using the paint on the canvas, just dabbing it everywhere. It's as simple as that to create a forest of leaves. My forest is going to have a lake too, so let's have some reflections. Just pull the brush down and there, instant reflections. Just scraping in a bank, giving the impression of land bodies. And then we'll build up on it. Let's paint some trees. I'm not going to use any paint. It's a damp brush. And I just pull it through the paint. And you get an instant tree, or the impression of a tree far away. There you see, you get the impression of a tree far away in the mist, as you would see in a dense forest. And a few more in the distance. This reminds me of those glorious forests in North India, in Ranthambore and Ramnagar. Beautiful places. I'm using a mixture of Dyke Red, deep green and a touch of black to create a large gnarled tree. A tree that I imagine Naman stood behind when he encountered the spirit of the forest. We're going to build up on that tree, create a roughened bark, branches, and of course a lot of foliage. I love nature, the forest, the water. I can just imagine all the animals and plants living in harmony. It's magical, really. It's my place of happiness. My tree is going to have many little branches because it has to hold all those leaves. And that's the bank again, a little landmass. Nothing much really, just an impression of a landmass. And then we'll have some foliage over it. And we have some reflections again. Now let's dress up our tree in different leaves. different greens actually. Did you ever stop to notice how many different types of greens there are on a tree? It's so fascinating. I love that. If you ever want to paint nature, you should spend time there. Just immerse yourself in its beauty, and so many secrets open up to you. You'll see. With just a couple of different greens, the tree has its highlights. Have you ever stood in a forest on the bank of a river and just soaked in this quiet beauty? It's magical. And now we dress up our bank with foliage. Again, just different kinds of greens. Our forest is coming alive. We'll add reflections now. Just pull the paint downwards and gently to the side. And there at the bank, let's put some little lines with our ice cream stick, to show water splashing. Just doing the cheerful little things that water does on the banks of a forest. I've used a mixture of titanium white and light green to create those little watery lines and splashes. As I paint this, I can visualize Naman, the little boy, tired and thirsty, as he bends down to take a cool sip of water. And with a few scratches and scrapes, we have the impression of a shimmering lake. The water reflects the light above. I'm using a light greenish yellow for the highlights on the trees. Just a touch of that green, and what a difference a shade makes. Let's have some action in the water there, the part that laps against the land. I love that gentle nudging of the water against the bank. It's such a tranquil, serene feeling. And the water plays with the land. A few more watery lines against the bank. Just a little titanium white, the tiniest bit of green, and a few scratches with the ice cream stick is all it takes. And now for the fun part of painting our tree trunk. I've used a mixture of titanium white and lime green, and all I'm doing with the ice cream stick is just gently touching and dabbing. And before long, we will have a nice, gnarled old tree trunk. Just a few extra dabs, and we have the impression of light reflecting off the tree trunk. It's the easiest thing, and it makes the painting look so real. And for a few more highlights on those bushes and shrubs right there. And I say again, what a difference a shade makes. I'm just fussing about now, as I always do, trying to get it perfect. But I think it's all done now. And there it is, still wet, but quite finished. That special enchanted forest from the story Storm Gatherers, where Naman, the little boy, went in search of those magical berries to cure his mother. I hope this video encourages you to paint your dreams. Let your dreams come alive. Thank you for watching. Happy painting!